Day 2 at the Nepal Premier League here in Kathmandu, and what a day it was. The first of many double headers that will make up this group stage. There's going to be 28 games in total between the 8 sides. They're all playing out for 4 playoff spots, and we'll start with one thing: the crowd. These grandstands, the new grandstands that have been put in alongside the incredible grass banks, those kind of historic, iconic grass banks at this venue, they were packed to the rafters. They were packed really because of one man. It was Shikhar Mania here in Nepal. It's the first ever time that Shikhar Dhawan has come here to Nepal, and he's here for the Nepal Premier League. His side, they came into action and they promised much. More about that in a few moments, because we had the morning game to start with. The Kathmandu Gurkhas, the hometown side, they came into action. You looked at the balance of their team, the likes of Gerard Erasmus, Michael Levitt, who's got such a good record at this ground, the class of Stevie Eskenazi as well. You would have thought that maybe they'd be one of the early favourites for this competition, but really they never got going. And in fact, they're bowled out for just 111, despite Michael Levitt showing a few little signs of just how much he loves this venue, the Dutch opening batter. But really, right from the start, I thought Kushal Malla captained exceptionally well for the Chitwan Rhinos on his captaincy debut, and there was one star of the show with the ball. It was the grand old statesman, one of the greats in the history of Pakistan white ball cricket, Sohail Tanvir, who was simply exceptional. The first ever 5-wicket haul in this NPL, 5 for 21 from his 4 overs. He's got that unorthodox action, bowls a little bit off the wrong foot, but he does it ever so effectively. Came over the wicket, came round the wicket, and he just proved a little bit too good. 111 all out, that was never really going to be enough, was it? And quite simply, the chase was done with some real ease. As we've got a little guest here, this is one of the 2 dogs, isn't it? This is one of the 2 local dogs here that are always at this ground. So yeah, 111 is never going to be enough, and the Chitwan Rhinos, despite a bit of a wobble, Shahab Alam bowled very nicely, the left arm spinner. The left arm spinners, local players, have been excellent. He took 3 for, gave a little bit of a wobble, but it never really threatened, and ultimately the Rhinos got home by 5 wickets, comfortably enough in the end. And as the work goes on, we'll just head out now towards the square. We'll come out this way. All right, yeah, let's go out this way towards the square. You look at the way in which that game proceeded, and you just felt, okay, maybe the decision in the toss, when I went out there with Sampal Kami and we heard the big roar as Kami won the toss, you would have thought that Sampal Kami would have wanted maybe to have a bowl first, but he bucked the trend. He said, no, I'm going to have a bat first. I was a bit surprised, I have to say, but he backed his team, and Shikhar went out to the middle. He looked good at first. He hit a couple of beautiful boundaries through the covers. They went straight down through that cover region, one off the front foot and one off the back, but he was cleaned up by that North American connection that Pabudu Dasanayake has brought into the team. Harsh Thakur, he picked up the big wicket, and didn't he love it? And from there, really, nothing went right. There was some good performances with the bat from some of the Nepal players. Finally, they started to step up. Gulshan Jha looked really good. He scored 36. Arjun Gartri, he's a name to watch for the future. A Karnali local with that Yaks side, and Sampal Kami then helped out. He chipped in with 2 massive overs to finish to get that total up to 141. We thought that could be competitive with what we'd seen so far, and what we were calling for up in the commentary box there behind me was for the local batters to start to step up, and didn't they step up in some style? Anil Sah, the captain, alongside Aasif Sheikh, who really for me is the Rolls Royce of the domestic batters. He's got such a fine technique and he plays so beautifully. They put on 84 for the first wicket. That really ended the game as any kind of a contest, and then there was a bit of fun as James Neesham came to the crease and hit a few boundaries to spark very euphoric scenes in the crowd. A quite sensational day too. I reckon there must have been 20,000 in and around the TU International Cricket Ground throughout today, and there's going to be plenty more to come. We've seen 5 of the 8 teams come into action. Now we're going to have to wait till Wednesday for the Lumbini Lions and Rohit Powdell, the captain, the national team captain, for his side to get going. But tomorrow morning we'll see the Siddartha Royals. How exciting is that? Dipendra Singh Airi, the main man, he'll come into action, and then the Bakara Avengers, they'll get going in the afternoon game. But for the moment, it's all about one man, Pabudu Dasanayake, the associate maestro. He seems to do it wherever he goes. He brings success. They've played 2, they've won 2, they're top of the table at the end of day 2. Good news, double header coming again tomorrow. See you for day 3. I cannot wait.